So I'm here on Stadium where the crews continue to put electrical lines onto the newly emplaced power poles. And when they got here, the poles were snapped and literally leaning on the electrical lines.
I just wrapped up at Jesse Hall here. Now, the biggest issue seems to be students just not feeling like they belong on campus. 19% of the respondents said that they felt some sort of exclusionary behavior. Now, that could be harassment, bigotry, racial profiling.
I'm holding the discussion points given to the volunteer lobbyists here at the Capitol.
One Republican commissioner urged his constituents on Facebook to support the measure. That's where I met Paul Prevost.
In September, a group led by this man, Jeff Jones, petitioned the Missouri Air Conservation Commission to increase air quality regulations. The Department of Natural Resources denied the petition. Jones says this endangers his community. Jeff Jones's family has lived on this land since 1900. He wants it to be clean for the next generation.
We want to make sure that the people are protected that have to live close to these things.
He's talking about pig factory farms. Those farms produce gases harmful to the lungs. Jones and Friends of Responsible Agriculture petitioned to have the pig factory farms regulated. The group gave the commission 2 peer-reviewed reports from doctors at MU and Johns Hopkins. The doctors called on the commission to support the petition that would keep the community safe from harmful gases.
It's not just the air. I mean, it's also the water. We are very scared that it's going to get into our water supply, whether it be groundwater or surface water.
The DNR denied the petition. Stephen Jeffrey is representing Jones's group.
DNR is unilaterally deciding to deny everything that these folks were asking for in these petitions, and as a result, they are denying the air commissioners the opportunity to engage the issue.
In a statement, the DNR says, "The department has analyzed this issue. We don't think we need these rules, and we will share this formally with the Missouri Air Conservation Commission."
It's a process, and part of that process is holding accountable the right way of passing these laws.
Jones and his neighbors will try to get the petition on the commission's agenda in December. Now, there's some important legal points on this. State law requires the petitioned agency to respond. That would be the Missouri Air Conservation Commission. But the commission is only a branch of the DNR. This is creating some legal gray area, but the group's attorneys said they are willing to go to court if need be.
I spoke with several Missourians today who urged Governor Greitens to spare the life of Marcellus Williams, who's convicted in a 2001 murder. He has claimed he's innocent, and recent DNA evidence rallied opponents of the death penalty to Williams' cause. Representatives from the NAACP, interfaith councils, and opponents of the death penalty came to Governor Greitens' office Tuesday with a petition of 200,000 signatures,
He's actually not in the office right now, so
urging him to halt the execution of Marcellus Williams. The group met with office representatives at noon, and at 1:30, Governor Greitens stayed the execution.
I was ecstatic. I was in class. I about jumped out of my seat.
You know, power to the people kind of thing. You know, that we can do it if we hang together.
The opponents of the death penalty originally planned to hold a vigil Tuesday afternoon to honor Williams. Instead, they continued the awareness campaign for his exoneration.
This is a case that should trouble all of us. Any murder in our community is something to be troubled by, and to try to do what we can to help support murder victims and their loved ones who are grieving such a loss.
One opponent of the death penalty says this victory is only the first step.
That's just step one, but we haven't accomplished the ultimate goal yet. And if we can push this issue into the minds of everyone that drives by here, then that's the goal of this today.
The governor appointed a board of inquiry to further investigate the case, and the group says they'll be watching. The board will be made up of retired Missouri judges, and they will have subpoena power.